Today we are at Fischer Creek Conservation Area, which is a state natural area that's maintained by Manitowoc County. It is comprised of a mile of Lake Michigan shoreline, along with coastal forests, wetlands, and prairies. And this is an important ecological site because we have high quality, diverse habitats that's really important for migratory birds and pollinators. At Fischer Creek Park, the ecological problems we're seeing are caused by infestation of emerald ash borer. The insect has killed off much of the ash trees here, which has led to a major loss in canopy. Emerald ash borer is affecting much of Wisconsin, not just here, and so our hope is by demonstrating the methods we use to mitigate the damage here, it can be an example to other people who are dealing with similar issues in their forests.
So the emerald ash borer, as you can see, gets underneath the bark of ash trees and it starts burrowing different trails throughout it, and it actually affects the tree so much that they die. So they're no longer a valuable part of the ecosystem, and they don't provide the habitat, the nutrition, and things like that needed to have a healthy forest ecosystem. If you were to visit the site last year, you would have seen a lot of ash trees all throughout this area, and the emerald ash borer was a big problem, and it actually had killed a lot of the ash trees that were on the site. Stantec is here today working with WisCorps to help plant trees in an area that was brushed and cleared in a previous winter. We are trying to plant a diverse amount of native trees and shrubs. So when you have a landscape that has a lot of one species and something like the emerald ash borer comes through it, it completely changes the ecosystem that's here on site. So unfortunately, this used to be a really big and thriving forest that many animals and insects could use that they no longer could. So we wanted to make sure that we could come in and restore it, not only for insects and animals, but also for the public to enjoy.
The Wisconsin Conservation Corps does a lot of conservation projects ranging from making new trail to making boardwalks to removing invasive species to even planting trees in areas that need to be restored. I've really enjoyed working with the Wisconsin Conservation Corps as I get to travel to these public areas and natural areas across Wisconsin that I never would have otherwise. Additionally, I enjoy the fact that after we leave, other people will be able to come to these areas that we've worked on and enjoy them just as much as we have.
It's a part of a much bigger plan in the Manitowoc County. We are trying to connect the landscape for wildlife to have a corridor across the landscape. And we have a site just to the north of us, Point Creek, that is a really beautiful area with high quality habitat. And we're trying to bring that high quality habitat here to Fischer Creek, and then that will also connect to Hika and Centerville, which are other sites that we work at as well. So these ash trees were harvested from Fischer Creek Park, and we are going to be using them in a stream restoration project at Forget-Me-Not Creek in partnership with Woodland Dunes. We are going to be using ash trees, reestablish some of the stream stability. We're going to be re-meandering the stream so that it flows better and has a healthier habitat for fish to strive in.
This project is being funded by the U.S. Forest Service Landscape Scale Restoration Grant, and we are focusing on habitat restoration with the goals to mitigate the impacts of EAB here and also increase the adaptability and resilience of the forest. Well, Glacierland RC&D has been acting as project administrator for this project, doing reporting and all the things that come with project management. We also do a lot of work with education and outreach, along with our partners, Lakeshore Natural Resource Partnership and Stantec Consulting Services. We've also worked very closely with Manitowoc County and the state of Wisconsin, who own and maintain the property here. Community outreach is really important for a project like this because so much of our forests are afflicted by the same problem of emerald ash borer and ash dying. And a majority of Wisconsin's forested land is privately owned. So we're doing a lot of work to make sure these public areas are being improved. We need private landowners to do similar things on their land because this is going to have a large regional, even global impact. And we need to do our best to get our trees back in the ground and our habitats restored. If your woodlands have damage from emerald ash borer or have been taken over by invasive plants, you can contact the National Resource Conservation Services and they will help you come up with a plan, contact foresters and restoration consultants to implement the same kind of efforts we are doing here and improve your forest health at the same time.